Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Ruthless Aggression Era podcast. And let me tell you guys, this episode has been a long time coming. This is an episode that I've been wanting to do really ever since I started the podcast, really. But this is a podcast. This is an episode I've been wanting to do for so long now. And with me tonight are the two guests that I have subjected to this particular subject, I suppose you could say, this particular topic. My guests tonight are Angel and Mox.
What's up?
Good evening from the beautiful Bay Area. How's everyone? Of course, not beautiful with our football product today, but that's another story.
I'm doing well as well. I'm just currently stuck on Shadow of the Tomb Raider, so as is usual, being stuck on it.
Doing okay?
No fun.
And Matt and I live in the same state, so it's I guess what he said. Like, it's a little swamp bud around here, but it's been hot the last few days. It's been so hot.
It does tend to rain for about a minute, then they'll just stop.
We're doing well. Real quick, just a split second. Wife's birthday today. Woohoo! The big and so pretty decent day.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Woo! Happy birthday to you.
Oh Lord, we have karaoke wings.
Naturally.
But doing well. And we're not about to. Then I realized the topic we're referring to, and like, oh, well, my day just went to hell.
So yeah, tonight's topic is a topic that I Mox and Angel to be on because I knew that they would immensely enjoy this so very much. It is WWE Originals.
Yeah, it happened.
And podcast, like, it happened. Say the outro now.
So where can they find you at? So yeah, for those that don't know, WWE Originals is a 2004 album that was not comprised of entrance themes for the most part. They were original songs sung by the superstars themselves.
Oh, God. Oh.
And you can imagine how well that went.
Yeah. Fortunately, there are a few that are actual performers, but I don't know. Still, there was a whole other album for it to go.
I mean, I like to imagine it's a punishment for the superstars. Like, if you make a botch in that ring, you're singing on WWE Originals.
So what did we do wrong to review it? Like, we've been nothing but nice to you.
I just figured
it's more
perfect.
We had to relive it than review it. In fact, I have the CD, the original CD, but it was my friend's until he let me borrow it after he bought it. Like a week.
Oh, you're that kind of friend. Right?
Well, no, he just.
Can I borrow this?
Give it back to him.
He's probably still wondering where it is now.
No, he's not.
Like a Homer.
I tried to give it back to him, and he said, "No, you can just keep it."
Oh.
Well, I mean, that's probably an omen.
Holy crap! I was bringing up some data about it before we get song by song, and it has to be. It reached number 12 on the U.S. Billboard 200.
I just brought that up in our little pre-show discussion to Matt, And I was like, that can't be right. There's just,
It
I guess
had
it did.
it's people buying the WWE brand and the people on the cover.
Yeah.
Like,
I think a lot of it had to do with John Cena's track because he was really rocket shipping to superstardom at the time.
Thugonomics.
And that was his theme at that time too. So I don't know I think that had a lot to do with it. Before, it was singles. Like if it was a single on iTunes, that would have been through the roof. But I don't know. That's my thought on it, at least. But it definitely had a lot to do with the brand at the time too.
Yeah. Like,
Well, I don't know
because,
if people thought it was going to be good, but
and this was obviously not their first album WWE has released, so maybe people.
yeah.
Apparently, a lot of people, if they got up to number 12, like just to see what it was about, and like your friend, like, no, you keep it, it now. I went like full opposite of like I keep it now. Like no, you keep it. No, go ahead. And landed on the football landed on my porch. I keep it now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Huh.
So I guess we can go ahead and talk about the album now. Well, the actual album. I guess we can go ahead and start the very first track, "Where's the Beer," and this is Stone Cold Steve Austin and Jim Johnston, and there's several Stone Cold segments throughout the album. There's spoken word segments. It's basically Stone Cold going to record a song and being at odds with Jim Johnston throughout.
The track, yeah. I mean, I like Austin. I like Austin here doing his. I think if he didn't make it as a professional wrestler, like he could have been like a spoken word kind of character in something somewhere. Like he just has to make up for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the segment ends with Stone Cold smashing an acoustic guitar.
Yeah, it's pretty comical. I mean, I don't know, just a comedy segment.
Yeah.
Not much to it, but it's pretty funny.
It's not the worst thing on the album.
No. And I guess that's a perfect lead into the next track, which is the first more or less real song on the album. "We've Had Enough" by the Dudley Boys.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
This is like a rock rap out song. I don't know if you can even call it rap. It's more like talk singing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Did you guys catch the New Jack diss near the end?
I didn't. I don't.
I did. I can't remember it off the top of my head.
It was something like looking like New Jack, flabby and sick.
Oh yeah. But their rap sounded like let's get to elementary school students and just like, hey, what word rhymes with, and they say a word, then the other person, like it was just like, it wasn't a rap. It was just, oh, it's so brutal.
Yeah, I mean it is bad. I mean, there's decent guitar work on the album, but on the song, but there's just not much here. It's pretty bad.
Like if I could find the instrumental part of the guitar, like I might rock that every once in a while. But then you put them over the instruments, like, oh no, nope. I'm not ready.
So we move on to the next track, "I Just Want You" by Trish Stratus.
Well, it certainly isn't the Ozzy song that I love.
Could you imagine if it was Trish Stratus covering that song?
Which has the same title. That's why I brought that up. But I don't know if they were trying to make her like a Britney Spears or like something with this track. But
Yeah, it does.
they have her like talking in the beginning with some like extra little guitar strums, and then gets into the song, and I don't know.
Yeah, it does feel like a late '90s R&B
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
Sort of like what a pop diva would do.
Yeah, it was
Uh-huh.
like a pop. Exactly. That was, and man, did that miss.
Brutal.
It was supposed to be some kind of sexy icon.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Mariah Carey meets
Uh-huh.
Britney, and whoa was.
I mean, I think Christian's fine on the song. I thought
she does, just like the song itself and the lyrics, and like she wasn't all that bad. Just the overall song, like
I mean, it's not spectacular or anything, but it's better than some of the others.
Yeah.
Well, and low bar on this one.
Yeah.
So we move on to. Oh, go on.
I was just gonna. Yeah, it's definitely not the worst track on this album.
So then we move on to track 4, "Crossing Borders" by Rey Mysterio. Life is hard.
I think they actually used this song on a pay-per-view, if I'm not
did.
mistaken.
They did, and we're actually going to be talking about it in a couple of weeks because
I know
for No Way Out
No Way Out.
2004.
Yep. Because I do remember, I was like, "Why is this the theme?" But it's a theme to one of my favorite pay-per-views ever, I guess. So, or main events of a pay-per-view ever, I guess I should say. But we can keep that for when we do that show.
Yeah, I mean it's a decent.
It's okay.
Enough.
Yeah, it's got good Latin guitar and beats, but you know,
it's in my. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Ray isn't too bad. He's just, I don't know.
The overall, track by track, like you can tell, like they haven't like spent a lifetime or a career like aiming for this. Like it just seems like everything is so shoehorn is not the right term, but like out of their element, kind of like, hey, I've been doing bumps and flips and stuff since I was, came out of the womb, and you want me to do what? No, like, it's a good track. I'd say good. It's it's not something that will make my ears bleed necessarily.
Yeah.
So then we move on to the next track, "Did You Feel It?" And this is another Stone Cold Jim Johnston segment.
The titles of this sound.
See, the Stone Cold parts are pretty largely forgettable for me. When I was re-listening to the album, I still don't remember much about it, just because I was really focusing on the actual songs. But
you didn't remember Stone Cold shredding on this track. I put shred in air quotes because it's clearly Jim Johnston.
Yeah, of course.
So then we move on to the next song, "Can You Dig It?" by Booker T. It's the Book of Man, y'all. Can you dig it?
I don't know what to think about this one. I mean,
Booker T can't rap. He cannot rap at all.
he
Like the
can't
song
talk,
is,
he can't rap.
it's very poorly written, I think, because there's not really that many verses in it. I don't think.
No.
It's just kind of going, just kind of shouting, and just I don't know. It doesn't work as a song. I don't think.
Some of these tracks like feel like Jim Johnston had like the music like saving for somebody maybe later, like as an intro, and then like the day before they made this album, like, hey, pick this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, and have them do vocals on this, like a theme or whatever. Like that's what a lot of this album boils down to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's funny you say that because Booker T actually did use this as a theme for a bit when he was tagging with RVD. It was like this mashup of RVD's theme and this song. And
yeah,
it's awful. It is just awful. Like it does not work at all.
it's like somebody had a deadline to reach, like on a Thursday evening, and they, it had the deadline was the Friday before everybody leaves in the afternoon, and like, oh, here you go, here's all this. Did it all in one night. Don't fire me.
They probably did it on their day off. That's what it feels like. And so the next track, Mox Angel. Whoa. Before you get started, I have something to say. I Don't Suck Really by Kurt Angle.
This, I think, is far and away the most memorable track on this album, which doesn't mean it's the best.
Is by far the best song on the album. No, one of the best songs in the history of music. I think it's safe to say.
This is one where I think some of the other superstars actually put some effort into.
This fits Angle so well.
Putting a song out there, and Angle's here, just classic. Just sounds like a fourth grade teacher or something, trying to do something funny and be hip.
Yeah, like it's intentionally lame, and it works really well.
Exactly, like it sucks so bad, you have to like it. Like there's, surely. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say there are some weird lyrics in here, though. Specifically during the breakdown, it's like this body when wrapped in leather, perfection, and it gets no better.
Yeah.
and another interesting line, quote, the only white rapper in tune with the brothers.
Yeah, that's right. It gave a cool little rock beat to Angle's theme, kind of like what they used in the anthology.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It is.
Yeah, but I did like the little rock version of his theme.
Right.
So Johnson did a good job on this one because they obviously weren't trying to make some super track, but it came out, and it's very much so the most memorable. And I probably hadn't listened to this CD in probably 13 years. And I remembered every word when I played this one again. So I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but it was
probably a bit of both, I would say.
Right.
Especially for all the stuff all the stuff in school that I learned that I probably have forgotten, and that's something that I can remember.
They accidentally stumbled upon something with this song. Again, it's just so, because you're confused, like what they say, but at the same time you're not gonna like, oh, skip, like knowing it for this long, like if it came on, just for nostalgia's sake, I'm I'm gonna listen to it. Going to Angel's point, Wing's point of the most memorable. I, yeah, I remember that cluster.
So then we move on to the next track, When I Get You Alone by Lita.
Eh.
There is a bit of energy on this one.
Yeah.
I don't think it works though. I don't think Lita's vocals quite work with this kind of music.
No. I mean, they try to fit with her kind of punky theme, but
And it's funny because she later did a punk album. She later formed her own band called the Luchagors.
that's right.
And they did an album, and she sounds fine on there because it's more, I guess, traditional punk music. Whereas here it's sort of like a pop punk kind of vibe, I would say.
Yeah.
And
they probably didn't have near the studio equipment that WWE has. So.
Probably not.
And knowing that her later thing came out, and then hearing this person that later, like, hey, she can actually hold a note. She can actually stay in. Like, it almost felt like this was kind of sandbags or restraint or constraint in some way, like that. Like she was literally knowing what we knew later. Like, she's actually not that bad, but this was just like, here's the lyrics, sing the lyrics. Here's, again, going back to a few tracks ago. Hey, here's a theme that we were saving for whoever or whatever. And here's some words I want you to lie down on this track. And she proved herself she's better than that, but this just did not really mesh well to me.
Yeah. So the next track, You Changed the Lyrics, another Stone Cold Jim Johnston segment. Stone Cold gets pissed off at Jim Johnston because Jim Johnston sort of changed the song around.
Yeah, I don't remember much.
I guess there's nothing to say about this segment, I guess. So, guess we'll move on to the next track. You just don't know.
The only thing I was going to say about that was, like, with this entire album, they were years, like a few years behind their time with it, because that used to be a thing. Those little clips between tracks of like people talking, and this, like, as much as I love Stone Cold, and like I said earlier, like, I liked his, but this used to be a thing between tracks, not necessarily every track, and not wrestling related, but like in actual albums, there would be some talking. Korn was really good at this.
Korn, Eminem did it very well too.
Korn did it, before we knew Eminem. Like, there would be, and it was like you could fast forward to the next track. It would be its own little track, 30 seconds or so, and you could hear, but they recorded it and they put it on the track. And this, if that's what they were trying to replicate, no. Consuela, no. No.
So the next track is You Just Don't Know Me at All, and this is by Lillian Garcia.
So I think this is pound for pound the best song musically and lyrically on this entire album.
Yeah,
Lillian just has a phenomenal voice, and she does it well. And I don't know, this actually sounds like a good, decent song.
Yeah, like I will say this. I think Lillian, out of all the singers on this album, definitely the best overall singer. I
Yeah.
don't know if this is the best song per se. I mean, because again, like Leah, I don't think the music quite fits Lillian because she did do another. She did do an album several years after this, which is
Yeah.
a
She did.
Spanish album, and it sounds a lot better.
Hmm.
I think. So I don't think the music quite fits Lillian, but it's not a bad track by any means. There's great
Yeah,
guitar work on
I
there.
think it's pretty damn good. So yeah.
And she is actually a singer, which helps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you can everything else in this album, like fault the singer. Here you really can't because she's got a voice. But I agree with Matt. Like her voice is still fine on this track. It's just the music on this one was off.
Yeah, and I really like the guitar work on this song, but I don't think she's much of a rock singer per se.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
more like a pop singer or something like that.
to me, she's always been like a very small venue, half half pop, half like lounge kind of singer. Or she
Yeah.
has
Well, the Latin pop kind of.
yeah, like it should be a very low key environment that not what this was.
But it's a very listenable track.
Oh yeah,
If
oh yeah,
anyone is going to listen to the album, it's actually this one is a song you can listen to start to finish, and
yeah. I
there's
agree.
enjoyment there in some part.
Yeah, I mean it is a listenable track. In contrast to the next track, "We Lie, We Cheat, We Steal" by Los Guerreros. Honestly, I think this is the worst song on the album. I really think this is the worst song on the album.
It's so bad.
Because it feels like a Los Guerreros vignette in song form,
Yeah,
and it
they just
really
have their
doesn't
music playing
work.
in the background. Yeah,
Yeah,
because they already have the song. They're just I don't know. It's weird.
I agree. Like it. Uh, so many bad tracks, but yeah, this is probably the. It just looking at it in a vacuum of WWE 2004.
Uh huh.
You put Los Guerreros, like, they didn't need it at at all. Like it's just so many things just make this a bad track. Like why would you do that to mainly to Eddie? Like why?
Right before his main event run too.
Yeah, like
Ugh. At least they never made it his theme. I mean, the music is the same, but they just I don't know.
yeah, like it really is a like spoken word kind of thing. Because
Yeah.
it's not singing, it's not rapping. It's
Mhm.
bad. It's very bad. The next track, "Don't You Wish You Were Me" by Chris Jericho. I think one of the best songs on the album.
I
I
have to
really
agree.
enjoyed this one.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it,
really good, and it really fits his character.
Hmm.
And I believe he used it for a little while, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think he used it a couple of times. I
Because he
also know
never
that.
used the saliva version from Forcible Entry, but he did use this one, I think, for a little while.
Yeah, he used the
But
saliva one.
oh,
I
he
think
did.
like
I
once or
thought he for some.
twice.
Okay,
You
I
might be
remember
thinking
him
of the
saying on
Seven
his.
Dust.
Oh, maybe yes, that's the one I am thinking of.
Yeah, he never used that one, unfortunately, which is a shame because that one's awesome. But that's a
Yeah.
different, that's a different album.
Well, I think on this podcast, I think he said that one just never really fit his character at the time. I think is what he was going for. But either way, I mean, this is a really good song. It's definitely the most. It's a rock song. It's through and through.
Yeah,
There's rock
it's
music
very
and a rock
metal.
singer. So yeah. There's no discrepancies in the music and the vocals.
And also, did you guys know that this was a YJ Singer commercial at one point?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah. And so we move on to the next track, Drink Your Beer, another Stone Cold and Jim Johnson segment. I think this was the best segment out of all of them.
Did not realize I was on mute. Because I
was about to say, like, why
you gotta
is
have something to say about the Jericho one?
Yeah.
I guess he didn't like it all that much.
No, I let you guys finish, and I just needed a sentence or two, like, and then you said, "Well, moving on." Like, well, I'm chicken fodder, like.
Because you weren't talking for a while, and so I guess he has nothing to say.
I did not really, but it's amazing what you can do with, people that can actually sing.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the Jillian Garcia and Chris Jericho. Like, it's amazing what can happen when you can give them chicken crap and what they can make out of it. I don't know how that happened, but I let both of you do the Jericho song, and I gave my opinion, and once I heard, well, moving on, like, what the hell?
So what'd you think about the song?
I think it's second to Lillian's, maybe 1A, 1B for the album. Like, they're both good.
Where would Kurt Angle fit in? Where does that rank?
How many tracks are on this album again?
I think 17.
17 with the 5 segments included.
Well, I don't want to spoiler the rest of the segments, but Kurt Angle's not going to make it very high on my list.
Boo.
Most memorable does not mean best.
So the next segment, Drink Your Beer, Stone Cold Jim Johnson. I think the best segment on the album. I really enjoyed
I'm going
this
as fast as I can. Like, good grief. And then while I was on mute, I just went and got another one. I'm drinking my beer as fast as I can. Quit telling me what to do. Oh, we're still on the album. My bad.
Yeah. And this is Stone Cold basically saying, I'm not recording something until you drink a beer. And I love like one of the lines in this, like, hey, don't eyeball me. Hey, don't eyeball me. And I think Stone Cold ends up knocking out Jim Johnson at the end of the segment.
Man.
This is one of those things that if this came out like as a DVD, like with the actual like video shoots and like, dude, it might be completely reversed of like the actual music just sing, like everything just on paper it just sounds good, but if you can only hear it.
There was a DVD that came with the audio, but I never watched it, and I have zero intention of ever watching it. But
wasn't it?
I don't know what it entails.
Yeah, I think the DVD I think it had some of the music and a little bit of behind the scenes stuff, but it wasn't like actual video stuff where we would see Jim Johnston like shredding the guitar for Steve Austin stuff.
So the next track on the album, this is something. Put a little ass on it by Rikishi.
This This is as bad as it gets. I mean, it's
For
so
me,
foul beyond belief.
for me, this is so bad it's good. This is such a so bad it's good song.
They try for some kind of soul hip hop
They really do.
thing
Like
here.
this is some Boys to Men stuff right here.
Oh.
Whoa. Before you get started, but
I have something to say.
I'm not gonna make the joke I want to make because I might not word it good because I don't word it good. Everybody knows that. But yeah, it was.
So the next segment, the next song, Mox, Angel, don't you just want to dance?
So this has a definitely running for the worst track on the album. I don't.
This is Why Can't We Just Dance by Stacy Keibler. I actually like this song. I do. I like this song. They do
Pretty bad.
like they do put a lot of vocal effects on Stacy's vocals.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I always enjoyed the beat to this.
It reminds me a lot of Alicia Fox's theme in a way.
Party.
Yeah.
Pepe.
Well, that's the Primo.
Yes.
I don't know. It's probably not as bad as the Rikishi one, but it's pretty bad.
This album, man.
Hey, we're almost done. We're almost done with the album. We're almost there. The promised land is just a few miles away. So the next track, Basic Thugonomics by John Cena.
Well, this is definitely the most well-known and popular song
Yes.
that came from this album because it was his actual theme song for the beginning of his WWE, or the second theme song, but while he was in his Thugonomics stage. I think it's a great track. I like it a lot more than his longtime
Apple
theme.
Dough.
Yeah. I think it's a great rap track. He showed some good promise here, so I don't know. And it was the first time it was widely available, so
I'm not looking it up. Did they actually release this as a single?
I don't think they did as a single.
I don't
it
think
was just
so.
on this album.
Okay.
If they had done
And
it
it wasn't
now,
on
it probably would have been. But I don't think it was at the time.
yeah. Because I don't think it was included on his rap album either.
No, I think it was going to, but it just never did.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I would say, objectively speaking, this is probably the best song on the album. It fits Cena at that point in time. This is a good one.
And I can see that if you take everything that we know now from 14 years ago into perspective of how everything fits and with character and kayfabe, like this is hands down the best. Not vocally like with the Y2J and Willie and stuff, but it fit the most. Like it like if you're gonna wrap your characters into a song, and I mean WRAP, not RAP, like put them in a song, release an album. This is the only one that actually fit.
Yeah.
His current character and what they were doing, like in a kayfabe sense, like this is the only track on the album that made sense.
Yeah, I think it's the best overall song on the album.
Matt getting a little thugonomics on us.
So the album ends with one final Stone Cold segment. Don't That Taste Good? Where Stone Cold pours beer over Jim Johnson's unconscious body. And Stone Cold, it seems like Stone Cold is about to sing, but the album ends up ending.
Yeah.
So, overall, to go back to before we started, that happened.
Yeah, so
Yep.
that's WWE Originals. What'd you two think of it?
It's not quite as
Yeah.
bad as the 2018 Raiders, but it's pretty bad.
Uh, pretty brutal. I don't know. It's it's crazy. The only thing memorable to come from it is the Kurt Angle track. But I don't know. They did something that piqued interest, but I just didn't deliver. So that's pretty much all there is to say about it for me.
If I had to give a grade, I, I wouldn't fail it just because it does have some good things. It's like, a 10-page book report. Well, you bring up some good points, so I can't fail you, but you're missing a lot of crap
Yeah.
in the middle. You bring up some good points here and there. D plus, just to make sure they might pass the grade.
Yeah, I mean, I would say this. I think it's worth at least one listen, just out of morbid curiosity. But yeah, with the exception of a couple of songs on here, this is a pretty bad album.
Do yourself a favor and listen to Forcible Entry instead.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Man, the titles they came up with back then.
Yeah.
And this was Matt and I brought this up like a year ago, or I don't think it's been quite a year. I was like, man, these titles. What do you mean? And I was just like, that's all I just like think about what that title. But I'll listen to it once. Do yourself a favor and pick your favorites and never listen to the whole album again. Like ever.
Yeah.
It was decent. Well, some were decent. I've had more fun talking to you guys about it than I did actually listening to it.
So yeah, this is a pretty bad album, but a few songs are worthwhile.
And then will ever be in my shuffle list.
Yeah.
So I think that just about marks the end of this episode. So Mox Angel, where can they find you two at?
You can find me, One Winged Angel, on the daily and the nightly at Cage Side Seats, or on Twitter at Angel Seph. That's Angel SEPH, and that's pretty much it. I'm a guest on some other podcasts, but I think you'll be plugging those later. And that's about it. Mostly the daily and the nightly at Cage Side Seats. Check me out.
They can find me rewatching crap that you make me rewatch or listen to.
Al Wilson always comes to mind. That also happened.
Yeah, go back. I don't know how many episodes ago. But, oh my goodness. Uh, uh, I'm Twitter at Fireman6809. Uh, co-host with Matt Wednesday nights, 9 Eastern or 10 Eastern. I forget it every time. 9 Eastern. Never mind. Wednesday nights, Violent Wrestling Podcast with Matt, myself, and AA. Also at Violent Wrestling, no G on Twitter. Other than that, please don't find me. I like being secluded. Sorry, that joke.
And you can find me on Twitter at MelMat15 and also on Cage Side Seats on the daily and the nightly. And tonightly, there's going to be a new nightly project coming up. I'm going to.
I bet it won't be wrestling.
It won't be. After what I had to watch freaking yesterday, it won't be wrestling. Let me tell you that.
Who got you to do Heroes of Wrestling?
I don't.
I'm raising my hand.
A lot of people.
I told him not to. I told him not.
And that was directly after World Wrestling All Stars with Mike Sanders.
You know what? I would rather watch every single WWA pay-per-view than Heroes of Wrestling again. Dear God. That show was so freaking bad. It was so bad.
The world famous main event with the drunk as fuck. Excuse me, sorry for that. Drunk as you know what, Jake Roberts and the obesely extreme overweight Yokozuna. Oh my God.
You want to play 21? I got 22.
The word, like, what is that? You know you lost, right? Like.
So yeah, going to be starting a new nightly project tonight. I'm going to keep it a bit of a surprise, but Angel does know. Angel, he does know what it's going to be.
I may have even hinted at earlier. There's a hint for everyone.
Oh yeah, you did. So yeah, the K-Tot Seats hang out on daily nightly as well as SmackDown NXT threads. And going to be plugging some of the other podcasts. Violent Wrestling Podcast with me, AA, and Mox every Wednesday at 10 Eastern, 9 p.m. Central.
Are we sure?
Yeah, you write it down. I have to ask. I've been doing this. We're going on a year, and I'm like, is it 9 my time and 8 your time?
But yeah, it's 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. Then we got Shooting the Breeze every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central. Connoisseurs of Wrestling every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central with Taker's Minion, George Estevez, Legends Lover, and Biff Kensington. Shooting the Breeze is Taker's Minion and MDS, Mr. Dr. Sinju. Two Guys, One Sport every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central with Chris Cogan and George Estevez. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Let me think. I don't think there is. I don't think.
Well, you have the RedderStillSuck.com, the Cleveland Browns actually won a game.com.
Yeah. They have a better record than the Raiders and the 49ers, but at least the Raiders beat them. So. That's right.
So yeah,
still not in the doldrums because we won.
So I think that's all the plugs for now. Brand new episode of Ruthless Aggression Era podcast this Friday at 8 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. This week we're going to be talking about Royal Rumble 2004 And my guest will be none other than the Saskatchewan Spin and Nerve Hold 5. He's going to be a first-time guest on the show, so it should be fun talking about Royal Rumble 2004.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
I
Yep.
never get the good shows.
You got WrestleMania 19. I mean,
I've had one good show. One. How many times have I been against? I've had one good show.
and Anthology and SmackDown Shut Your Mouth.
You shut your mouth. Who are you talking to?
Oh yeah, I did get Here Comes the Pain. That was a great game, and I get to do the upcoming No Way Out pretty soon here. So that's
Yep.
I'm just the red-headed stepchild. Just
Now I'll try and find something good for you.
whoa. Thanks for having me on, though.
yeah.
Thanks
No,
for being
this is. Thank you guys for being patient. I had a hell of a day on Friday. Just glad we could work it out.
Yep.
Especially this one because I know Matt was really excited for this one.
Yeah.
So I had to make him wait just a little bit longer.
I will
Maybe
open
listen
the
to the
curtain
album
about
one more
this for a
time.
little bit. This has been on the calendar since midsummer. Like it was supposed to be October 5th, Friday, like you say, Wing. And then things happened. But yeah, this was like, okay, the three of us are going to get together and talk about this. And I'll just leave it at this. And you can rearrange those letters and make of it what you will.
Yeah.
But again, thanks for having me on, Matt.
Thanks for being on. Really
Thank you,
appreciate
sir.
it.
Yeah, we will do it again actually very soon. So
Yep. So thank you to Mox and Angel for being on for this episode. I think that just about does for this episode. Anything else to say before we get out of here?
Peace.
yeah, if you haven't listened to the album, at least listen to the Kurt Angle song. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't suck, really. Really, I don't.
Whoa. Before you get started, I have something to say.
It's available on Spotify.
Oh, God.
iTunes, anyway.
You should have done that during the plug segment.
At your local retail outlet. Yeah. Call your local cable supply. No.
That one Hastings that's still available. You might. All right, guys.
Yeah.
All right, that's all for this episode. We'll see you next time.
Later.
Peace.
See ya.